welcome to the last video, day 5 of JoeyBerry Goes to Adepticon. Last video I left you with a 50-minute mammoth video of a War Machine battle report with Miranda. A rough one, obviously we were playing and stuff and I was like multitasking with the film and the play. And that went pretty well. I'm sold on War Machine, we had a good time. And yeah, so lots of, a couple of interviews in there, lots of bits and pieces. So that's a big video if you want to go and watch that one. Today is day 5, it is the Monday, and a lot of the consortium members have left. Miranda, her friends have gone, Celso's gone, a lot of people have disappeared, Bill and Sue. So we're left with me, Chung, Mario, Les, Michelle and Stephen. And we go hang out with Ken from Badger Airbrush Ken. And so we have our breakfast in the hotel, we check out, and it's a bit of a sad moment because I don't want to go. I love it. I want to hang out there more. But we pack our stuff and we get in the car, and I'm hanging out in the car with Michelle and Stephen and Ken.
Well, I have an event you can come to next year that you'll enjoy much more than Adepticon. It's where I was on weekend.
It's just a random bit of video footage there for you, but we go into and have a little bit of a tour of the Badger Airbrush studio. It's okay.
Obviously the murals were all painted with Badger airbrushes. 3 local artists did that.
Sorry.
You know, all the different things that we have to make the 40 different airbrushes we make are kept here. The shells for the different airbrushes are down at the bottom. Stems and stuff. Yeah. But this is where everything is stashed until it goes into production. And obviously, you know, we're in professional production mode, so, you know, there's a healthy inventory of everything that's needed materials-wise to produce what we produce. There'll be jar adapters, handles, color up, all that stuff. So, you'll see where we set them all. That's on the other side of the building. Now, unfortunately, the way the business has come up and been developed and grown, there's not an overly organized layout for the tour. Now, before anything gets back into this area, it goes through the QC department. The QC department is basically this area right here, and that comparator on the back side over there. We use the comparator more to analyze our competitors than we do to gauge our own stuff, because our own stuff is done. These are all the parts drawings for all the different airbrushes that we have. And the blueprints, basically? The blueprints, yeah. I mean, so, for instance, valve plunger. This is the drawing for a valve plunger. So this part comes in, they'll take the required percentage of parts, they'll find the gauges for it, the X3511. Nancy, where's the X3511 gauge? Is Nancy? Oh, you know what? I bet you they're here. No? You know, he's missing some tabs on this. He needs to replace those. Anyway, so every one of these drawers has gauges for different parts. So whatever part it is, they'll pull out the gauges, they'll mic up the part, they'll measure it. So before it ever goes into that room there, it's already gone through an initial testing process to make certain it's been produced properly.
Okay, quick shot.
Yeah, that's it, time's up. Obviously we use a microscope. That's a lot of our, you know, if something's wrong or not being, you know, isn't the way we want it. Herman, our engineer, who may be here, so you may get to meet him at some point. You know, he'll get underneath the mic, see what the tooling marks on it look like and stuff like that, because it'll help identify if there's a problem, how to correct it. So. Now this area here is where we get into all the packaging of product, finished product. Shrink wrap line down the center, setup area for the shrink wrap kits on the far wall, as well as non-shrink wrap kits get all done on the outside. And generally you'll always see boxes stacked like this. Our largest customer is Michael's Arts and Crafts. You're familiar with, you probably don't know who that is. You have some in Canada and you're probably familiar with them as well. We have a fixed planogram. So you go into any Michael's store in the country, I can tell you exactly what's in that store. And obviously they're a large customer that perpetually orders, so we try to stay well prepared for their business. So all of this stuff you see here, this is a Michael's order that's being worked on.
I like the fact that you actually mentioned in your seminar to use their coupons before you purchase the full price.
Absolutely, absolutely. This is Eric. Eric is the world's fastest hose manufacturer. Every one of our hoses that gets made has his fingerprint somewhere on it. He makes all of our hoses. So, right now, this is just our hose cutting machine. There was a time we used to cut them with scissors. Matter of fact, it's probably there. You see these marks. When we used to cut them by hand, we'd reel them off and cut them to the right length. Now this machine does that for us. So, that's where our hose stuff gets done. These are smaller vinyl hoses, all get done at these machines here. I'm guessing there are more people on the other side of the building. We move people around based on where the daily need is. So, you know, the person who one day may be putting together hoses, today she might be on the other side doing soldering of airbrushes. So, this is more packaging and piece parts and stuff in this area here. That is one thing that we pride ourselves on, is that you can't get the parts for our product when you need it, as long as your dealer carries them. So, we can't make the dealers carry them, but if they're not there, it's their fault, not ours. So. And the shrink wrap machine. This is an order for a large bakery customer. Yes and no. In the case of that one, yes. Usually our bakery customers, these happen to be crescendos. So in this case, they're ordering them for production bakeries. Production bakeries will lay like 100 cakes out on a table. They'll spray all the black on, they'll spray all the red on them. They'll throw the stencil down, spray whatever they want if they're doing a production lot. But this is not the norm for most mom and pop bakeries. Yes. Most mom and pop bakeries, they actually get a special valve on the airbrush that allows the air to continually flow through it. So it is a little bit different. So this is a little bit unique for Deco Packs. Chicago Airbrush Supply. This is for Sally Beauty Supply. So probably more Michael's stuff here. Yes, Michael's. So this is basically our main packaging area for airbrushes and piece parts. Going to the back. Right now, you're in our international staging area. This is going to England, to Milton Keynes, to be exact.
Nice.
So, Mexico, Australia, England, Barwell. That's going to Trinidad, Germany, Australia, Axminster. This is going to Exeter. Let's see what else we got. Company Foss, Germany, Spain, Greece, more England, Germany, Finland, France. So we ship into over 100 countries. So you never know what's going to be back here. Everything in this area is a finished good. Okay, these are all piece part bins. So the piece parts you saw back over in the inventory room, a certain percentage of them are going to get packed as piece parts. Place for everything in its place. Now, one of the problems that we actually have is as we've continued to grow and add new airbrushes, we have not properly expanded our shipping department to accommodate that, and it's starting to catch up with us a little bit. So we've actually been talking recently about how to remap out this. But one of the problems for us is we've been so busy that the ability to take on a project like that, which is really taking 2 or 3 days, to clean everything out and then put everything back in just isn't available to us right now. So we're one day we'll hopefully figure out a way to do that. So
that's the factory. That's where they get their stuff done, and it was all like a very detailed tour that he did with us. And I put some bits in there for you, but it was a long one. But honestly, Badger Airbrush, it really shocked me how massive they are. And when he was showing me all the boxes that he had set up to go to certain places, he was like, every time there was one to England, he was like, this one's to Exeter. And I was like, I know Exeter! So I had a bit of a like girly geek moment about it. I was just like, oh, yay! Ken's lovely. And all the people that work there for him seemed to love him as well. It was really awesome to kind of walk around and him to explain everything with such clear, instant knowledge about everything to do with his company. It was fantastic to walk around. And then he bought us lunch before we got dropped off at the airport. So thank you, Ken. You are amazing. And it was really interesting to walk around with you. And that beef sub, best thing I've ever had. Pretty much. It was amazing, and I've really wanted one, and they don't do anything like that here. But I had a great time. So after the factory and lunch, we get dropped off at the airport. So me, Steve and Mario are pretty much all in the airport together because our flights are around the same time. And O'Hare Airport is really strange. It's just like I'm used to London, where you get called to your gate, which is a separate entity from all the shops and the duty free and the restaurants, which are pretty much all kind of, structured in a sense. But O'Hare's just like, no, you go off here, and then here, there's another bit there, and then off there. It's just really odd. I was like, where am I going? Like, the gates are right next to a McDonald's, and, people are boarding planes. It was just peculiar to kind of walk around there, because I was not expecting that at all. But that was all fairly uneventful. Like, nothing... No dramas in the airports, no like, my bags, or what. That was all fine. So I got on the plane, and it was going to be a night flight, so it's a shorter flight as well. So the flight into Chicago took 9 hours, and the flight out takes about 7 and a bit. That we're actually quicker than we anticipated, and I was like, this is all going quite well. So I attempt to watch Les Mis, and don't get anywhere, because I'm just like, this is awful. I can't turn this off. I'm sorry if anyone loves it, but I could not watch it for more than half an hour. I was like, maybe I'll get into it. No, I hate it. So I was not a fan. And I just couldn't get used to it. I tried to watch Anna Karenina with Keira Knightley. Nope, nothing. So in the end, I just ended up playing country songs, like in a country audio playlist, and fell asleep after like 2 little bottles of wine and a big dinner and a lasagna. And I was like, yep, that's me. So I got about 4 hours sleep, and I only had about 2 and a bit hours left until we landed. So it was all fairly quick. Got through into Heathrow, hello, back home, got my bag, got on a tube, got to London, got to Victoria, got back home. So it was all pretty quick, easy going. I got back here at about 11 o'clock in the afternoon on Tuesday, very tired, very jet lagged. And it was a beautiful day. So my mum was sitting in here, and I just showed her all my stuff that I got and some of the footage, and she was all very impressed and proud of me. So that is Adepticon. Done and dusted. That is my entire trip. And I loved it. I loved every minute of it. It was really fun. Everyone was so nice to me. Everyone looked after me. I can't say a bad word about it. So, thank you to everyone that was there and part of it. Sorry if I didn't get to hang out with a few of you more. Obviously, there was loads of stuff to do for all of us, and tried to fit as much in as humanly possible. So, what do you think? Watch the whole playlist. I mean, comparatively to my ETC documentary, which was an hour and a half-ish, this one is a lot more, but I wanted to tell the whole story as it happened, or a week after it happened, but you know what I mean. I tried to tell the whole story as I remembered it fresh in my mind. But I had some great moments. Anything that you've watched that's been memorable for you? Any memorable moments? Let's skip over the food poisoning story, if you've seen that. So I'll give you a quick highlight of what each video entails. Day 1, celebrity car-sick and celebrity meeting and arrival shenanigans. Day 2, some just wandering around and enjoying America, getting to know the Blue Table Painting guys and my horrible food poisoning story. Day 3, lots of interviews, vendors, and a Malifaux game. Day 4, a War Machine battle report, some interviews and some fun stuff. And today, this video, that's it. That's me. So watch the playlist if you want to get the whole full story of what happened. There's something peculiar happens on every video, I'm fairly certain. Oh yeah, and on the Saturday I wear a weird Xena costume. See, now you want to go watch it. You shouldn't. It's Tara's, but it was fun. Like it was hilarious. The whole trip. There's so many stories to tell that's why I kind of love going to these events. There's always something going on. So yeah, leave your thoughts down below on your favourite moment of my Adepticon story, or favourite moment if you were there yourself. Like what really stood out for you in that weekend, or the videos that you've seen about that weekend. I'd love to hear about them. So that's me. Done. Video every day this week. Done. I am taking a break this weekend. I've had so much wargaming stuff in my mind that I'm going to go out this evening, go to the pub. Actually, I think I've got a Warhammer club this Sunday. If anyone's in the Medway area or the Kent area in England, send me a message on YouTube, Facebook or Twitter, because I might be going down the pub on Sunday for some painting, and I'll be bringing the paints, you bring some models. So let me know. This video is going to be uploaded today, so pretty much 2 videos, because last night's took 444 minutes to upload. It did. I was in bed by then, but I was so exhausted. So, since this is a chain of videos with the WGC guys, what did you think about Adepticon, Chung?